I took a job at an elite girls' academy. Then one student knocked on my door at midnight. The story began in a place that most men would call heaven. But for me, it became a nightmare wrapped in perfume, beauty, and secrets. My name is Ethan Cole, and I was the only male teacher at Blackwood Girls Academy. The day I arrived, the old sports teacher handed me a small office key and stared at me with tired eyes. His name was Victor. "You're lucky," he whispered, and cursed. Before I could ask what he meant, he walked away without looking back. At first, I thought he was just crazy. But after what I saw inside that school, I wish I had listened. I had been a college athlete before becoming a teacher. After graduation, I applied to many schools, but only Blackwood accepted me. The salary was huge. Free apartment, free meals. No questions asked. Only after arriving did I learn the truth. It was a private academy for girls only. I remember standing at the gate, confused. Why would a girls' academy hire a young male sports teacher? Still, the money was too good to refuse. The principal, Claire Chen, greeted me personally. She was elegant, confident, and dangerously attractive. Maybe 30 years old, with sharp eyes and a calm smile that made my chest tighten every time she looked at me. "This place is special," she told me softly while leading me through the halls. "Our students are not like ordinary girls." I laughed nervously. I thought she was joking. Then she took me to meet Victor. The moment I saw him, my blood ran cold. The man looked like a walking skeleton. Sunken cheeks, dark circles, dry lips. He was tall and muscular once, but now his body looked empty, as if something had eaten him from the inside. When he handed me the school files, his hands were shaking. I noticed something strange. His employee photo had been taken only 1 month earlier. In the picture, he looked completely different. Strong, handsome, healthy, like a movie star. I looked back at the broken man standing in front of me and felt fear crawl into my stomach. What could destroy a person in only 1 month? Before I could ask, he leaned closer and whispered, "If they invite you at night, never open the door." Then he left. That warning stayed in my head all day. But everything changed when I entered my first class. The sports hall was filled with beautiful girls, wearing training shorts and tight white shirts. The sound of laughter echoed through the room. Then Principal Chen introduced me. "This is your new coach, Mr. Ethan Cole." Every girl turned toward me at once, and suddenly the room felt hot. Their eyes moved across my body slowly. Not like students looking at a teacher. Like hunters looking at prey. I tried to stay professional, but honestly, I was nervous. One girl stepped forward confidently. "My name is Lily Harper," she said. "I'm the sports captain." She looked innocent at first glance. Soft face, bright eyes, sweet smile. But her figure was enough to make any man lose focus. When she stood beside me during warm-ups, I caught a strange scent coming from her skin. Sweet. Deep. Almost addictive. It made my head spin. My heartbeat became faster. For one dangerous second, dirty thoughts flooded my mind. I nearly grabbed her waist. Nearly pulled her closer. But I bit my tongue hard enough to taste blood and forced myself to step back. Lily looked disappointed. That scared me more than anything. After class, I escaped to the cafeteria. That same scent filled the air again. The girls were all drinking soup from a silver container. I walked toward it instinctively, but Principal Chen stopped me. "That food is only for students," she said quickly. Her smile remained calm, but her eyes looked nervous. That night, I couldn't sleep. My mind kept replaying Lily's perfume, her touch, her eyes. Around midnight, knock, knock. I froze. A soft voice came from outside my apartment door. "Coach Ethan, please open the door." It was Lily. I walked quietly toward the peephole. My throat went dry. She was standing outside wearing a thin white nightdress that barely covered her body. Her hair was messy, her breathing was shaky, and her eyes looked terrified. "Please," she whispered. "If you don't let me in, I'll die tonight." My heart pounded. Every part of me wanted to open that door. But Victor's warning screamed inside my head. "Never open the door." I stepped away. "I can't," I said firmly. She began crying, then scratching the door desperately. "Please, please save me." Her voice slowly changed from seductive to terrified, like someone was hunting her. I almost opened the door. Almost. But fear stopped me. Eventually the hallway became silent. I waited several minutes before checking the peephole again, and I nearly screamed. One bloodshot eye stared directly back at me from the other side. Lily's voice whispered softly, "Remember this, Coach. My death will be your fault." Then she disappeared into the darkness. The next morning, an ambulance stood outside the dormitory. Students watched silently while 2 workers carried away a body covered with a white sheet. Principal Chen stood nearby with a cold expression. "What happened?" I asked. "Heart attack," she replied calmly. "Heart attack." Lily was young, athletic, healthy. It made no sense. Then the wind lifted the corner of the white sheet, and I saw her face. My knees almost collapsed. Her body had dried out overnight. Her beautiful skin was gone. Her cheeks were hollow. Her body looked exactly like Victor's, like something had drained the life out of her. From that moment, I knew something evil lived inside Blackwood Academy. But the horror was only beginning. During swimming class, another girl approached me secretly. Her name was Emma. She grabbed my arm tightly and pulled me into the changing room. The moment the door closed, she wrapped herself around me. "Please," she whispered against my neck. "You have to touch me or I'll die too." That scent hit me again. My mind blurred. Desire exploded inside my chest like fire, but somehow I pushed her away. "What is wrong with this place?" I shouted. Tears filled her eyes. "You're different from the others," she whispered. "Most teachers don't resist." Then she leaned closer and spoke the words that changed everything. "This school is not a school. It's a farm." That night, I followed the students secretly to a restricted building behind campus. Tall walls, security cameras, locked steel doors. Inside, I found rooms labeled training room, conditioning room, selection hall. My blood turned cold. Then I heard voices. 2 female staff members were talking while dragging a dead body across the floor. Victor's body. One woman laughed. "The new teacher is still resisting." "Don't worry," the other replied. "After enough exposure to the serum, every man becomes addicted." "Serum?" I hid behind a locker while they continued talking. The truth was worse than anything I imagined. The academy was funded by rich businessmen. The girls were injected with experimental chemicals that transformed their appearance into unnatural beauty. Perfect skin, perfect bodies, perfect attraction. But the drug had a deadly side effect. If the toxin wasn't transferred into a man through physical intimacy, the girls died painfully, and the men who absorbed it slowly became living skeletons. Just like Victor. Just like Lily. I wanted to run away immediately. But then Principal Chen found me. Instead of punishing me, she told me the truth. For years, she had tried secretly to expose the organization controlling the school. But everyone around her had already been corrupted by money. "You're the first man who resisted," she told me quietly. "You still have a conscience." Then she offered me a deal. Help her destroy Blackwood Academy forever. The next day, wealthy clients arrived at the school in expensive black cars. The final auction was about to begin. While the guests gathered downstairs, I sneaked into the top-floor server room to steal the evidence files, videos, client lists, payments, everything. But security guards caught me before I escaped. The fight was brutal. I barely survived. Then alarms exploded through the building. Someone had started a fire. Smoke filled the halls. The rich clients panicked and ran. Girls screamed everywhere. While flames spread around me, I copied the final files onto a flash drive. 5%, 3%, 1%. Complete. At that exact moment, part of the ceiling collapsed. Fire surrounded me. The only escape was the window. I jumped. For one terrifying second, I thought I would die. Then dozens of hands caught me. The students, Emma, Principal Chen, all standing below together. Police sirens echoed in the distance as the burning academy collapsed behind us. I looked at the flash drive in my hand and finally understood something. Beauty can become poison. Desire can become a weapon. And sometimes the most dangerous places in the world look exactly like heaven.